your co-host, Mr. Overlord. With me today is the main host, Kuro, and
Hello.
welcome back to the Midnight Social Podcast.
Bonjour. How's everyone doing? Thank you for tuning in tonight. Nice to see you guys again or hear from you guys. Glad to know that there are people who are listening to our ramblings and whatnots and everything that we got to say while you guys are getting ready to go to bed in the midnight social reading. It's just like Are You Afraid of the Dark, but without the campfires and the ghost stories. Well, I mean, there will be stories, but there won't be campfires unless I put a gif of a campfire on the screen, which will take me too long to do. So, anywho,
Uh, well, I've been slowly been trying to make my badges lately. Sell them because I do have 10 of them now,
so you're a Pokemon trainer.
sort of. Um, but yeah, first I'm gonna sell some art of because I already posted the tweet of in chat of Judy Alvarez from Cyberpunk 2077.
Let me go take a look at that and bring up my screen. I don't know. Can I? It's not booba, but let me see if I can skirt it just a bit. And why not? You know what? Live low. There you go, everyone. You go, Judy. There's Judy, and then here's his sketch
Oh,
and
drawing.
the drawing. Yeah, that's true. Uh, Let me actually drop a link too. Actually, I can put down the list too, so anyone who's watching a replay could go and check it out. There you go.
Yeah, it's yeah, later I'm gonna be doing that.
No, I actually, yeah, I oh my ears.
Oh shit.
Okay, I know what happens. My my phone.
Oh, what
Is
you're saying?
My phone is still my Bluetooth is hooked up to my phone. So I was like, wait a minute, why is that playing in my ears? And I realized, oh, okay, so um, because with this mixer, I can Bluetooth to my phone, and I could do a podcast through that. So I was trying on Amino just to see like if I could play the soundboard sound effects through the soundboard to the Amino. I was talking to some guy, but I didn't. I wasn't able to do it, but I think I'm able to play the sound effects
Shut the
now.
fuck up, AVG.
Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, sound effects. I hear it in my ears, but I think it did play. I think it did play on the Twitch.
I
So
swear AVG is pissing me off with saying hey, if you don't fucking subscribe to this piece of shit Wi-Fi service,
yeah,
um
is he
what
throwing ads in his video?
what?
Is it like
No, AVG, it's my antivirus
oh,
software.
oh, sorry. I thought you know. I was thinking AVGN. Okay, yeah. All right. I used to use AVG once back in like what I don't know sometime. It's I heard there's a good free version of it, but
Yeah, that's what I'm using the free version, but it's like no, please. I already have I'm currently just using my I guess the only quote unquote antivirus thing I have. Well, actually not really antivirus. I have a VPN, private VPN. I only pay like $2 a month for it.
no, really.
Yeah.
Is it NordVPN?
No, private VPN. That's what it's called.
It's just called private VPN. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
I was about to say maybe if we plug in NordVPN, they'll listen to us and be like, then I can do my show.
Um
I'm waiting.
but yeah, it's I more or less use it for torrenting. That's what I use my VPN for. So yeah, piracy.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting a VPN. What do I have? I have what I have was Atlas. I gotta tear it down.
Atlas VPN.
Yeah, I'm trying to check my phone right now because what happens is when I'm at Walmart and I know you can get free Wi-Fi at a certain part of the Walmart. Um, but my brother was like, "Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to use the one um, that he can able to get with his company." But what happens is I changed phones, and so what happens is I downloaded a VPN.
Yeah, it's like
Samsung has a VPN. Huh.
yeah,
Premium VPN. Subscribe to
but
Deluxe Plus
yeah,
monthly.
for me it's just like I just do it for torrenting. Nothing more, nothing less.
I do if I'm like stranded. Become a Wi-Fi user. So if I am stranded in the middle of the ocean, say in a Walmart or in a mall, usually shouldn't be using their Wi-Fi because it's terrible. And do I really want to trade my information for free internet? Yes, but what happens
I
is,
mean, like I'm like I'm probably just I'm more or less used to the hotel Wi-Fi just to watch YouTube all day.
yeah. I've never been to a hotel, but I would guess so. And I don't think there's anything on TV important anymore. Um,
Yeah, it's like keep in mind, like the bullshit man said, like all like they're like 10 channels and they all suck.
well, it's better than what I'm getting. I have an Air TV, so I'm getting like what 20 channels and stuff like that. And the only thing I'm watching is TVO and PBS, so I can yell at the kids' cartoons and be like,
Oh wow,
"Yeah,
that
I have nothing to
you
do with
don't
my
even have
life."
Cartoon Network. Jesus Christ.
No, I don't have a cart. Well, in Canada, we don't have a Cartoon Network, but we have something called Teletoon, which is
Oh
a
yeah,
Cartoon Network equivalent, but it's not Cartoon Network. It's still.
yeah. It's I mean, let's be honest here. It's better than Cubo. That ghetto Cartoon Network shit.
I think the thing about it is like the Cartoon Network that we have is like a little delayed. Like, so what happens is that you get the good shows first, then we get the good shows next, and then what happens is like we're just like delayed, so we don't get to catch up with what you have. That's how we go. That's how Canada goes. So you guys
Here's
get.
my here's my gamer subs
But by the way,
because I did talk about it.
Johnny, is there? Do you have a show? Did you have a show in on your Cartoon Network called Johnny Test?
Yes, yes, we did.
I think that's Canadian, and if it is, I apologize. Because I watched it and I was like,
Yeah, it's like in retrospect, it's kind of a piss poor show.
oh boy, yeah, it's so bad. Like my mom watches it, and she enjoys it because it's just like, I guess it harkens back to the old Acme.
Dexter's Laboratory.
No, she's not in that '90s, and my mom's older than that. It just reminds her more of Bugs Bunny and Tweety Show, back way back that where then when they had like the variety shows and stuff like that. Tex Avery, all the shows
Yeah,
like
I'm
you
pretty
probably
sure
won't even
even
know.
fucking Looney Tunes existed there, right? On that channel.
Yes, yeah. There was actually a time where like prime time where like Looney Tunes was like, okay, well it's Bugs Bunny and Tweety Show, and I'm like, I watched this when I was a kid. I don't want to watch it again. I didn't come here to watch Bugs Bunny and Tweety Show. Neither did I come to watch Scooby Doo. I came here to watch cartoons I can't get and animes that never show up, but mostly cartoons I can't get or don't even exist anymore. And those,
So what, like Boomerang?
I don't even know what that is. I guess it's
It's
another
basically
block, right?
it used to be a place where like they showed all the like very late animation. So like think of it as like Scooby Doo, Two Stupid Dogs, Dexter's Laboratory, stuff that they don't air anymore.
So I'm guessing there's a block on Cartoon Network channel.
Uh, to some extent,
Um,
unless you had DirecTV or Dish Network, I think, or any other possible service. The
okay.
reason why I even know about this is because I had DirecTV for a brief period of time, and so did my aunts did.
I'm looking up right now. It is a block that was launched in 1992. Launched in April 2000 on the channel, and launched again in April 11th, 2017, as a streaming service. But now it is closed. Wait, closed. What does that mean? Is it a closed block? Anyways, yeah. So I see it comes in three different forms. and yes, it's a Cartoon Network thing. We had some. It wasn't Boomerang. What was it?
Yeah, like it was
Teletoon.
actually that's the new logo, believe it or not.
Oh yeah. Um, I'm thinking of like Teletoon at night or something like that. Or Teletoon has some ones. But I think the best one that we had on ours was Bionics, when YTV used to show anime. Um, Good animes. That's when you can get. Oh gosh, I gotta look it up. Let's see. Bionics was showing a couple cool things.
I posted the image in chat, by the way.
Okay,
The original Boomerang logo.
and let me just drop this over here. And oh wow, yeah, yeah. I feel like I can feel the George Jetson radiating off this logo. Just, I can feel it. This is the shows I don't watch. Yeah.
Yeah, like Johnny Bravo, the Jetsons, the Flintstones, all that fun shit. Top Cat.
I don't. You said fun shows, but I don't think I call Hanna Barbera Smith, except for what I'm watching now, which is Jellystone, which is I feel it's a combination of what Hanna Barbera wasn't supposed to turn into, and I think my hatred for not my hatred, but I think my dislike for Hanna Barbera cartoons and having it to be modernized made like put two negatives together and made a great show.
A positive.
Yeah, two negatives make a positive. Um, it just has like
Oh yeah, and also
Yogi Bear
show
more.
them my gamer subs.
It has like Yogi Bear more like dumber and stuff like that. I was like just how I guess he's I don't know how dumb he is, but extra dumber. Let's throw it out there.
But yeah, it's I Pink Panther. I fucking love Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry, like they play like the older ones. It's just like, mwah.
I don't know about Tom and Jerry. I mean, the memes are there, but I was never a fan of Tom and Jerry. Let's just say that. Um, yeah, like the memes, I guess are out there and people love them, but I don't know. I don't feel like I like the memes. That's it. But I never really liked the show. It's too much boomer humor for me. I was like, oh great, I gotta watch
Well,
Tom
it's
and
like you
Jerry.
don't like slapstick because that's what it was mostly, just raw slapstick.
Yeah, I guess I didn't like slapstick. It was just like, of course he's not gonna catch him. I was like, heading into like the anime era of stuff. This Tom and Jerry just wasn't for me. I still can't even watch the new one. Still can't watch the old one. It just wasn't my thing. You know.
I
Um, Ren and
I guess
Stimpy.
like my favorite one has to be that's Ren and Stimpy's Nickelodeon.
Oh really? Okay, well.
Yeah, this was I and let's be honest here, like John K was like the main problem, to be honest with you. It wasn't
What?
really the gross out, it was just John K himself.
Oh, what did he do? I mean, I think I watched a documentary, but I don't remember.
He was a fucking perfectionist. Like he would dead ass legit um he would dead ass legit put shit behind schedule. And
Hmm.
he would put his voice actors to the limit.
Well, I mean, it did make a great show. Still, you might have to
But it's just like
whip a couple people to get a good thing going. So
I'm at like no, he would constantly like at times where his vocal cords were constantly almost fucking up. I think
Hmm.
that's what Stimpy's voice actor said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand. It's like when David Hayter had to do the snake voice, and it was almost messed up his voice because he had to get that grumbly sound. But I get it.
Um, and remember, like he's a perfectionist, which is like we talk about at times that saying done is better than perfect,
Okay.
and he did not really get the memo.
All right.
Like like I'm pretty sure he's like you said, like I said, he would have multiple delays on episodes just because it didn't, fit his image.
Well, like I said, I didn't know the backstory, and there's always a backstory to. There's always a back horror story to the situation that's happening. I I just enjoy the show. That's all I know. He's still alive, right?
Oh yeah, he's still alive. He still has a blog.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, like I think there's,
And,
I think,
and don't even get me started on um his other stuff as well.
yeah, but I think that you can't, you're gonna have some kind of horror stories, and the horse, and looking at it like this way, the horror stories are gonna be something that people can talk about. Like
Um
I heard a guy talking about RPG Maker, how the creator of RPG Maker was like made a terrible game 2 hours long and stuff like that, and it was just like a like copy of Shield Hero and stuff like that. Um, you know, you're gonna have horror stories like that where someone's going to try to be this, but at least it makes good content for someone to talk about it in the end. The whatnots,
yeah,
what to do. So it
but back
happens.
back to what I was saying.
Mm.
I feel like we're all just um and John Kay was also the guy behind the term Cal Arts.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see it in his own work, but okay.
Yeah, he drew Billy West. He's the guy behind Stimpy,
Oh
baby.
yeah, yes, that's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. I didn't at first. I never understand. I never was into the voice actors. To be honest, like I never like, oh, I need to study the voice actors. But then I remember my brother telling me that it was that he was the person. But I was like, oh, cool, yeah, all right. Well, people do voices, but not, but yeah.
And here's two videos talking about like why people kind of hated him.
Okay,
But
so the creepy reading, reason why people hate John K. and John K. Gon Cthulhu, I can't pronounce his last name.
blame it on George.
Yeah, blame it on George.
And it's John Crickfalusi.
Oh yeah, okay. There you go.
And he also made an animation called Cans Without Labels, and it is the most piece of shit animation I've ever seen.
Oh, actually, that's the wrong video.
Cans. Keep in mind, it was a fucking Kickstarter.
Yeah, I'm just clicking through the stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. He brought back Ren. They tried to bring back Ren and Stimpy in a
Yeah,
more adult
that turned
version.
to shit.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened to it after that. But how many episodes did
Well,
that run
like I
for?
said, he's a fucking perfectionist.
Hmm. Just
And
scrolling
he
through
was
the video,
constantly behind schedule.
but it kept on make. They kept
Well,
they.
they kind of kicked him, but then later on they kind of canceled it. I think after like 4 or 5 episodes of Adult Party Cartoon.
Ah, okay. That's why I only saw one clip of it, and it was a beach,
Oh
and then
yeah,
that was
it's
it. And that was it.
I think like the full episodes probably on on X videos or on Pornhub.
Oh, it was that adult?
Yes.
Are you saying it was
I'm pretty sure
is
there's
it
like censorship, but it's like there was like uncensored releases.
is it meso forte levels of we need to it is like just like a couple
Like
sex scenes.
it's like a few titties and
Oh, so it's okay.
so it's just like a few bits of titties in here and there.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was like we need to get into like one sex scene At least so we can get this thing shipped or something like that. That's what I heard about the Mezzo Forte. But if it's like that, I guess it's.
Honestly, I saw Mezzoforte and it's just like
Mhm.
this should have just been an anime. To be perfectly honest with you,
Yeah, I think they were just trying to. I think what happens, what I remember story was that the guy was just trying to. He couldn't get the thing done unless they had some kind of sex scene in it to get it out
yeah,
there. But the other stuff that the author had made of Kite and
yeah, it's like the same art. Yeah, it was by the same guys, Kite.
I forgot. I don't know the author's name, but I should probably look it up. But yeah, it made Kite, and I think I'm not sure Mezzo Forte DSA. Well, I mean, Mezzo Forte DSA is the more TV friendly one. Um, that's what I know for sure.
Yeah, it's
Oh gosh, I got the live action. Got uh,
well,
uh, Kite.
oh yeah, we in the other Discord server, Dumgum's Discord server, we talked about um Goddess Lost Mercy being like a being an being like a live action adaptation. I just told him it's gonna be ass.
Because live actions can't get any better, huh?
It's
Every
just
time.
like and I said this like as Harlan Ellison wants like how Harlan Ellison says this. Some things should just remain as a book. Some things should just remain as a like he brought up the example of Moby Dick. Moby Dick should just be a book. He brought up because he was working on Dune, the original, I think like 1987 Dune.
Mm.
Let me look. Dune movie.
The only Dune media I know is
Oh, 1984.
The Dune porn game. That's the only Dune I know. That's how I got all my information about Dune. That's awful way to be introduced into the media of Dune. I know nothing about it except that someone is like, yeah,
Made
hey,
a sex game.
yeah. So that is terrible.
May Flash rest in peace.
Uh, Maybe I should watch the movie Dune, but I'll just be like, I know that guy. He was that guy. Like, ugh,
But
ugh.
back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
Um, and I'd agree with him. And some things should just be an anime. Some things should just be a manga.
How,
Some things should just be a video game.
how do you feel about a live action Yu Yu Hakusho? Hey,
It's gonna be terrible because the good ones are often too few and far between.
but you never know. It might just be good. I mean, you don't have to do much.
There's
Everyone,
there's a fucking 10% chance it'll be good.
there's 10.
I'm being
Yeah.
nice there with that.
I mean, okay. Here's the thing about the Yu Yu Hakusho. I remember watching a few episodes. You don't really have to do much. It's like the JoJo. Well, except for the CG ghost that the fight was alongside you. But with Yu Yu Hakusho, all you gotta do. Everyone's already. No one's. There's no need for elaborate costumes. Everyone's wearing colored 80s Japanese clothing, a bancho clothing and stuff like that. All you gotta do is just put a couple weapons in these guys' hands, let them whip point and uh, whatever Kurobara does. And I guess I don't remember the demons. Most of the demons I remember just being like humanoid or something like that. Anyways, but
Yeah, but
I don't know. I had to watch them to see what they're going to do with that. But I don't. But I mean, you might be able to get away with something like that. Might be just much more easier if you go with something simple. Like you can't go with like Dragon Ball. No, Dragon Ball's American.
Dragon Ball Revolution, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I know. Well, because the script was terrible. Because they're like, let's do this, and they couldn't keep. Then no one stays with the source material. They're like, no, we can perfect it. Watch us and put.
I think like the only good thing that they actually did was send Goku to fucking school.
Go get your education, farm boy. Um, well, he was more of a hillbilly still, but yeah, Goku went going to school. But I really didn't like how Goku was doing all the stuff like sliding on top of a car and all this stuff. Like it was just like, can we just get Dragon Ball without the other stuff? I came here to watch a guy get beat up in in 720p because I think that was like the highest at the time, anyways.
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
that's what I came to see. I didn't come to see Goku and small monkey. These are terrible. They could have just did when LCG was probably better. It was probably be worse at the time.
Yeah, CG would probably be worse.
The fireballs are terrible. It's just a bunch of mist being spun around in the hands, and everyone's just miscast. So, but this is a fan asking for an anime to become real. So, um, like I think to get a nice show that can actually be a show that is that could be live action, you have to grab something um that doesn't go too far into the fantasy. I was thinking, because I was thinking of two things. I was thinking of one, all you need is kill. I mean, I haven't read the manga and stuff like that, but it seems like a simple premise. And I was thinking maybe you can do live action Berserk.
Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox returns as Daredevil. Okay, cool.
Are you watching looking at the Marvelverse timeline?
I'm looking at the what's happening
Yeah,
on Twitter.
I was looking. I was with my brother. We were looking on IGN, and oof, um, they're showing off Phase 5, and I was like, oh, I don't care. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Let's see. Oh yeah.
I'm like,
I'm still surprised. Okay. I need to get off Twitter for a bit.
yeah, maybe we should.
Um, because
Let me see if I can find it. Phase 5. I mean, Blade's coming back, so I mean, I'm not sure if that's Wesley Snipes' Blade, but I would like for it to be Wesley Snipes' Blade. If it's not,
I'm
then
pretty sure they'll just get someone like a young man.
he call himself. And I was gonna say a couple of things, but then I was like, nah, I'll hold it. I know I'm going to.
Because like he's currently dealing with like tax shit, kids.
Yeah, I know that doesn't matter. Just bring him back. See, yeah, live action Berserk can work. Down with that, yes. Um, yeah, bring Wesley Snipes back. Tell him, hey, you were playing play. You play original play him again, and I would love to see that again. Love to see that
Because like
happen.
I'm pretty sure like he'll be a bit too old. If that makes sense.
I don't know how old is he now. But everyone about all those other parts of this, I can care less about. Secret Invasion, Cortana, Galaxy, whoever. I know I'm probably gonna watch Loki season 2 because my brother wants me to watch Loki with him because I watched Loki season 1 and I was like, cool. I'm really not a big Marvel fan, but I'll look, but I won't be that kind of guy who's like, oh, awesome stuff. Like I know what I have to do is there's this guy at my church who's going to be like, yo, so did you see he's like, did you see the latest Marvel movie? Like put into the brackets, Doctor Strangle and the multiverse of strangling and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like I clocked that at fucking Endgame. I'm sorry, bro.
I didn't even start my journey. I was like, oh, I missed Endgame. I barely watched Endgame. I didn't even watch. I barely watched
So
Endgame. I am
like
so
I've been there since the fucking Iron Man.
okay. Yeah, I watched Iron Man, but I think because I don't really stick around and like watch those Marvel movies, like I just whatever I don't know whatever they came on or something. It's just not my thing. So I never actually got with the lore of it. So I had to ask people like, what's going on in this series? Like, what are they doing? And do I have to care? And they're like, yeah, you should. I'm like, I don't then. If I'm forced to do it, then I don't. I don't want to do it. That's the thing about it. So I'm looking at this timeline here. It is like, meh. That's cool. If anyone else is into that, that's for you. I'm gonna put that into the Discord. So, anywho, other than that,
We were talking about boomer cartoons.
oh yeah, we're talking about Well, yeah, we're talking about awful boomer cartoons. But okay, in Canada, I what happens is that we had a couple of shows. I'm not sure you had these shows, but on our anime block. But I'm going to name them for you. Do you have dot hack sign?
I don't think. You also might want to tell me what year as
Oh,
well.
okay. So I'm going to say okay. So from 2004 to 2010.
I don't think so.
Okay. Bleach.
Bleach. Yes, we did.
Um, Blue Dragon. Oh yeah, I remember Blue
Yes,
Dragon.
yes.
Uh,
I watched it.
yeah, Blue Dragon. I played the game, then I watched the show, and I still didn't like any of it. I played the demo actually. I played the demo on my PlayStation. I still didn't like it. Death Note. Everyone had that.
Yeah.
Um, Rekka 7, which yeah, Rekka 7. I remember that show vividly. What about you?
Uh, I don't think so. This is going off of my experience, so I'm not looking at any like Wikipedia or anything like that.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes, we did.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're going for a
I think
storm.
both the original and Brotherhood.
Oh man, you're going for a storm again. All right, I gotta be holding on to the mute button. But you're fine now.
Both original and Brotherhood.
Um, yeah, I've watched.
By the way, I liked Melissa better than Again. You guys can fight me.
I didn't watch Brotherhood because I was like, oh, why is there not a Full Metal Alchemist? I'm like, this is the same thing. I watched the original. I mean, not original. You gotta fix your mic.
Manga.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I think Trigun's gonna be following the manga this time, but I watched Trigun because of it was there and the intro was rocking, and that's the Trigun I know. So I'll enjoy this new Trigun and see how it's like.
Um, okay, keep going.
Um, Ghost in the Shell standalone complex.
Um, I do not know.
Okay, yeah, well that was pretty good. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. It was too slow for me, but I did watch it. It was there. It was you couldn't I couldn't get past. I had to watch Ghost in the Shell to watch something else. It was in the middle of two animes, so Inuyasha.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, Inuyasha. I watched all the seasons.
Um, my mom had me watch it as well. It was through like the Netflix when they first had the DVDs.
Hmm. Um, for me, I watched all the Inuyasha on YTV. Then it kind of went off the air, and then it came back with two movies. Then it also what happened to it again? Then it came up with another season, and I had to watch that online. And then I watched Inuyasha. It was Inuyasha's kids, but then I dropped off because I was like, "Where's like?" I'm like, "Yes, it's a story about Shishomaru, well, the handsome Shishomaru, um, and stuff like that, and his long beachy hair." Um, but then it was about his daughters and stuff like that, and I just haven't got back into it because I was like, I don't know, I just never got back into it.
Like, what is this shit?
It was great. I mean, it was good. It had all the flavors of Inuyasha, but I was like, where's like I was just like, where's Inuyasha? Where's thing like
Yeah,
same thing happened to Rekka 7. You're like, where's Renton? Where's Renton coming on the screen and so on? Where's Renton? So like I'm just like I want Renton, but for Inuyasha, when I was younger, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm shipping. Um, I was young at that time.
yeah.
I was shipping Shishomaru with Rin, and then I got what I want. I think I didn't get to finish it, but I think what I got what I want. it was going to happen anyway. So, but I was also trying to figure out how did Inuyasha's dad, who's a giant dog demon, smash Inuyasha's mom, who's a human? That must have been one
I'm
rock.
pretty sure because I think like they're yokai, like they could change forms like whenever, like they're like kitsune.
I don't want to hear that. I want to
So it's like
hear I want to hear straight up. She the giant dog monster.
but yeah, so because like keep in mind I'm going to guess that they're based off Kits because Inuyasha is a kitsune and his dad is a kitsune, so they
No,
can transform into many
oh
things.
no, no, he's a dog. They're both dogs in you. Yeah, foxes.
But
No,
still,
but yeah,
I mean kitsunes can take form of like however the fuck they want.
probably. I'm
So like
up to date on my Japanese mythology.
so yeah,
But yeah, but yeah, they came over a second season. Didn't really watch that. What is MAR? I never heard of MAR. March Awakening Romance, officially abbreviated as MAR, is a Japanese manga series written.
funny enough, I'm actually am having a fucking storm.
Uh oh. Yeah, we're supposed to get some soon, like maybe tomorrow. So send it up when you're ready, after the podcast, and then I'll take the storm on for you. Um,
Um, which is kind of like I kind of need that because I need like to get some packaging.
oh, I thought you mean you need a storm because what happens is like your
Like I
grasses.
don't need it because I have packages to make if like Etsy.
Oh, you gotta do the online stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I thought you were saying like you had a never mind. I was thinking about the storm. Like your grass was still brown, so you needed the storm to go water your grass for you. I don't know if you own a lawn or anything or you live in an apartment, but yeah, my grass is
I live in a
brown.
chain home, but it's like we don't really have like grass. We don't like a small patch of grass, and then like lawn services do like our lawn for us.
Oh, the Black Panther trailer just came out because someone saying Anderson saying in the comments that Black Panther trailer is out there. I gotta watch that. I gotta check it out later on and see. Um, I never watched Black. To be honest, I never watched Black Panther one, but I did watch Black Panther. What if Black Panther? So
Oh yeah.
yeah, and not like I said, not really too into the Marvel thing. But because I had to watch it because it was there. Um, and I don't know what they're gonna do about replacing the Black Panther. Maybe with the Pink Panther. Um,
Hello.
Yeah.
oh,
Hey, dog boy.
whoa.
I
We're
know.
walking.
Well,
Hey, yo,
Hello.
your mic is fucking up.
yeah, you might want to turn yourself down. Sorry, everyone.
Um.
Ooh,
Okay. Let
oh,
me.
that's an audio blowout. Um, let me.
Shit. Sorry.
That's right.
Um.
I
Okay. Voice.
actually,
Audio.
I'll try to turn you down in the in the Discord for a second. Okay. So we are joined by a wild dog boy.
At
So
last, our third, our other co-host is here.
I can start putting him back onto the
How's the?
thumbnails.
By the way, how's the drawing of the fucking?
How's it now? How's the audio now?
Speak.
Testing. Testing.
Let me turn you down.
Bit
Damn.
rough.
Oh, in my ears, I don't
Are you
know.
using your gut? Are you using your phone?
No. Well, I got a new monitor, so let me plug it right quick.
Your voice is kind of is making that vroom, vroom, vroom sound. No, that I don't know how to explain it.
But,
Yeah,
okay.
but you sound a
All
bit
right.
better.
Yeah, now you sound a little bit clearer now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's because I unplugged the other monitor. I'm going to tweak that for using it for these chats. But hello, that's me, Dog Boy.
Oh,
Long time again, no to see
right?
Yeah,
Huh?
Yeah, it's been a good ass while.
We had
Almost a month, right?
we had to have so many podcasts without you and talk about other things without you. Not like we missed you or anything, but Baka.
Uh, we
Yeah,
had the
not like I missed you too. No,
we
just
had we kept beat the shit out of college in the last episode.
We're on
oh yeah,
episode
beat
8 now.
one for me though. Fuck college.
Yeah, and
But
none of us who are here now made it to
But
the college.
but
But yeah, I was naming a bunch of animes. Dogboy, if you have seen any of them, please tell me if you've seen them.
all right.
All right, so next one is Gundam Seeds. Have you guys seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, seen it.
no.
I think that's when I think that's when Zala was in it or something like that. Oh gosh, there's a lot of things happened in Gundam Seeds. I was they see they cracked in their mind or something like that, and they're like, now we're expert pilots. And then Gundam Seed Destiny that came after it. Um, I forgot what happened there. I probably should watch it, but not all of it. I know some of it was boring because like I was like Gundam, I love Gundam Endless Waltz. Um, we had Naruto in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone had Naruto. Okay. Um, so this is I don't think you guys had this, but I can tell you it is as garbage as hell. It is called Witch Hunter Robin. Um,
The fuck?
yes, it's called Witch Hunter
Okay.
Robin, or I just call it Bitch Hunter Bobbin. I don't know. I had a good name for it. I was workshopping a name a long time ago, but you know it's been a long time. Um, let, it has no anime. So what happens? I
Mm.
put the picture into the chat. It has no anime. It is boring as hell because it's like a bunch of like she's a pyro like this girl she is Robin. She is a pyromatic or a pyromancer, and she shoots fire, and everyone just kind of stands around and talks about like, oh, oh gosh, what happened in there? You know, a bunch of things happen that are boring, and you don't really need to watch it. I thought it
So
was
like it
good.
just dragged on.
Yeah, I was young when I was watching this. I was like, oh, cool. And then I was like, oh man, this is boring. And then what happens is
Yeah, sounds familiar.
I came back to watch it again, and I was like, oh man, this is really boring. This is garbage. And it could have been better. People were actually were saying comments like this anime is garbage. Um, and if the director of the Rich Hunter Rom is listening to this podcast anytime soon, I'm sorry. I got through it, but I was bored as hell. Make a better Witch Hunter Robin. That's it. Anyways, Zatch Bell, which I
Yes.
never got to finish it, or it never actually got to finish on my syndication. Like,
I'm pretty sure like it generally just stopped releasing dubs.
okay, maybe that's true because the last time watching Zatch Bell, Evil Zatch was there, and then boom, it started to repeat
Yeah, I
again.
remember the last episode. Yeah.
Evil Zatch was there, and had white hair, and then that was it. That was it as Zatch Bell. Like no more any more of that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Um, I watched most of it on YouTube, believe it or not.
I probably should catch up on YouTube, but my favorite.
I
Like
remember
back
seeing
in
it on
the old
Tsunami.
YouTube.
But you guys had it at least, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, all I know is I used to take my Bible and me and my cousin would be like use it as our books and stuff like that. So fun things you could do with books. Other than read them. For Western animations on our thing we had Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes,
Uh,
we did. And in fact,
Yeah.
that's one of the main inspirations for Inoshima Tales.
yeah, that was, yeah, animated. Yeah, sorry, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think I finished watching that. Um,
There was only like 3 seasons.
I think I don't remember. I know I missed a bunch of episodes, but I know people talked about them, and then I don't know if it was because people talked about it. I remember it, but I did watch the end. I did watch the beginning, but I think I missed the chunk out the middle and stuff like that.
So like you watched like a good amount of book 1, missed all of book 2, and then like caught up on book 3.
Yeah, because I watched when they fought the Fire Nation, where they snuck into the Fire Nation and all stuff like that. But after, say, what do you call it? Not the giant turtle. I think I watched that. I think I watched those review on that. Um, I think I watched ER's review on Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I know like after the tree thing, that was like the bloodbenders, and then boom, dropped off, came back, and was like, oh, now they're here at the Fire Nation. Then they kind of just tuned in and stuff like that. So, uh, of course, you guys had Beast Wars or Beast Wars. Is it called? I know it's in Canada. I think we're supposed to call it Beasties. I think in America it's called Beast Wars Transformers because we're not allowed to have war in the title of our thing. So
Stupid.
so I think we call it
What do you guys
Beasties.
call
Yeah,
Wars?
yeah. It was called Beast Wars Transformers for us.
Yeah, and we call it Beasties. Woo woo! We'll be right back.
That sounds kind of weird saying that. Let me
Beasties.
tell you what, Canada.
Beasties.
So
Furries. Woo woo! We'll be right back.
But
After these messages.
back to what your so back to the list.
Oh, we had Futurama on YTV.
Beast Transformers.
That's weird. Okay, sure. I don't
Oh,
remember.
weird.
Yeah, we both have Futurama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Futurama was more on Fox. Was on Fox more than it was um on YTV because I don't remember any time Futurama like was on it because it's an American adult animated science fiction sitcom. But I don't remember it being on the kids television. I guess they're trying to reach out, but didn't have enough episodes. But I remember seeing it mostly on Fox. Invader Zim.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess Invader Zim. I didn't watch Invader.
I actually read the comic by the same artist who did Invader Zim.
I never was a fan. Never watched it, but I know everyone else liked it.
You uncivilized
Uh,
animal.
If you guys are wondering, the artist's name, the creator's name is his name is Jonan Vasquez.
yeah, he made Jack. Oh, what was the other thing he made?
Johnny the Homicidal
Johnny.
Maniac.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say Jack the Ripper. Oh gosh. So see that I can't be a fake. I can't be a real fan. And then you
Uh,
called me out on that. Um.
um, he also made the 2 spin-off comics related to Johnny, called Squee and I Feel Sick.
Okay.
And one of the Nick executives, if I remember correctly, looked at the Squee comic and was like, "Hey, let's get a guy a kids show."
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
It's like let me look at Squee. I don't even know how to spell it. Squee.
SQ U double E.
Oh, okay. I
Yes.
see.
Double E.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it. Yeah. Yeah. Just give this Binding of Isaac guy his own kids show. Oh, that's good. It's good. I can't get a show myself. So you know, you got one. Justice League Unlimited. I was I was forced to watch that. I didn't want to watch it, and then that spawned into like my brother's friend was making a bunch of comics. Where I was inking them, and they were called the Justice League. So like
That's fucking terrible.
yeah,
Anyways, here's like a comic dub of the entire series, by the way.
I'll go look for it. Uh, the thing about it was that in the Justice League, it was a bunch of black guys that were a bunch of superheroes.
That's a lot.
I think that's it. Well, I have images on my desktop. Um, um but it was just basically a black superhero comic, and I had to do the cleaning and inking and fixing up all the lines and nothing of the writing. It's just that. It's just as DC and Marvel as it can get. I'll probably show off one day. I don't know if I'm allowed to. I mean, I don't think the guy doesn't even work on it anymore. But because I have it on my desktop and I did a lot of coloring for it, and they're like impressed. So Reboot, which is our show, it's a Canadian show. Uh, Reboot. I come from the net, from cities, places, something, mainframe. My format, Guardian, to mend and defend. My newfound friends, their hope and dreams, and defend them from their enemies. And then they reboot into a live action, which, as we know, what was the
Is
percentage?
absolute garbage.
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
Dogboy. Earlier we were talking about live actions and say like how your comic would be like absolute garbage if it was live action.
Yeah, like we discussed the other night in the other chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know everyone, like from what I've spoken with, they want Mercy to be live action, but the thing is, like, no, I don't trust. I just don't trust right now anyone right now with the live action version of GLM. It's well, for starters, we haven't gotten that far into the story, regardless. And like a discussion, like I'm not trying to take up the chat and whatever, just so everyone knows. But it's like GLM is basically it covers a lot of stuff that you know it would be considered like true progressive type of conversation, like talking about actual, dealings with existentialism, mental health, and just the pursuit of happiness, all using angels, demons, mythology, all as backdrop. And so that's something that will be kind of, and plus the main character herself, Mercy. That's the biggest one. Like I cannot see being a live action. CGI maybe as a video game, yeah. But she's a character that I think is going to be kind of hard to adapt into live action because she's such a I don't know how would you describe her. Um, if only I had somebody in the chat that actually read a comic, but she's very much a she's not what Hollywood would want as a main female protagonist for their movies. That's what I should say. You know, like she's strong, powerful woman, yes, but
You
she's
don't need no
also
man.
well, she
She's
the
like
thing is,
she's a normal person.
yeah, she's an actual normal fucking person, with just the powers of divinity, supernatural powers. She can literally break your head with her thighs, and she's
Um
done that in the early chapters too.
and believe it or not, and it's like I said, and it's like believe it or not, like I said, it's like so like I quoted Harlan Ellison when he made the 1980 when he screen wrote the 1984 version of Dune. He said some things should just be a book.
Right. Yeah, and not everything. I stand by with the sentiment is that not everything can be. Oh, you picked that chapter. Oh, wow. Okay. Not everything can be fully translated, into film or TV, I should say.
Yeah.
Some things are just better off being either as a comic, as an anime, or as a game, or I should say anime as animation, as a game and video games. You know, and GLM, in my opinion, if someone is willing to prove me wrong, by all means, um, which I'm pretty sure fanfics, fan made films, I have no problems with that. Really, I'm not trying to bait it, because no one really. Who's ever watched it? I don't think anyone really seen it. Seen the comic,
Here's the
anyways.
clip talking like about how Harlan Ellison was talking about it.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not trying to bait anything, but it's like for the most part, fan made films are actually better than actually Hollywood made stuff, anyways. So I
Believe it
pretty
or
much have more faith in fan made YouTube films or internet films than I do Hollywood made stuff. That's what I should say, as like in terms of live action adaptations, if that makes sense. Right, Carl?
Yeah, because what was I thinking about?
I
The
believe
Power
it's
Ranger ones. The Power Ranger fan made ones apparently
Mhm.
was a little better than the movie. I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I never watched
Oh
the
yeah,
movie, but
I've
what
seen it,
people
and
wanted.
yeah, I've seen the fan made one. I haven't seen the Hollywood made one, but the fan made one, you know. And the key thing is what I noticed is that with Hollywood in general, is that I mean I shouldn't say about every Hollywood person, but it's just in general though, for most of them, is that at some point there's no love that's being put, and this goes back to a lot of our conversations that we all have. Don't click on Contract for Judas because you're going to get restricted in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
I'll let other people see that.
and just I mean it's a good chapter. Don't get me wrong. It's just that the first page literally has a pair of boobies sticking out.
Yeah, I don't want to break the TOS. Or I gotta wait till I get bigger to break the TOS whenever I can, whenever I want to. So
Yeah, yeah.
good,
Um,
good to know.
but
dealer's choice. But no, not dealer's choice. That has nudity as well. Mind blown, or mind blower. I mean, gore. I guess. Yeah.
Well,
No.
why can't you make it? Why can't you make a comic more Christian friendly? You know what? We got a lot of kids reading and watching
Look,
this
I'm
show.
actually okay. Look. I haven't told you guys this, but I'm actually doing kind of a redraw. For some of the chapters. I'm already in the process of the prologue to make it look better and stuff. But in some of the chapters, I'm actually going to fix some couple things, and I am going to censor some of the chapters that are going to be for the mainstream people, and then I'm going to have another set that's going to be for the uncensored version. So
So
you don't get the
that
so you
monster,
don't get
that monster girl's
yeah.
gonna have a T-shirt on now, like that giant monster. The boobies are gonna have a T-shirt.
back to what I was
No, I'm just
saying.
going to have scales over her or it, whatever.
Do what you must.
Um, but back to but yeah, it's like but it's like I don't think Hollywood gets the memo for that.
Mm-mm.
I don't think they want a memo. I think they're busy trying to push a message. Because I just recently saw an image.
And it's like I don't think like any of my stuff can actually be made into a comic, especially Enoshima Tales.
I never know. I know we
I
said it
mean,
before, but you never know. It's just it. All it
yeah, you
needs is
never
a
know.
push. Like the worst
Yeah,
things out there, just if it gets enough of that
really,
support.
really, what needs to happen is that Hollywood needs just a clean house. It's just
Yeah.
because, look, like I went to see Thor: Love and Thunder about what was it?
Oh
The
wait. Oh
weekend or
wait.
the other weekend, and I felt really insulted when I was sitting through it. Like I know Waitaki T Man. I know T Man had. I'm sorry that I'm butchering its name. I had a little bit to drink tonight. My bad. Um, but homeboy, like he can make good ass movies. I mean, hell, he actually practically
So
quote
it's
unquote
just like
saved the Thor franchise with
so
Ragnarok.
it's like just publisher meddling.
But it's not even that. It's actually that he even went on record that he actually does not care. Like he just does not care for the character. Like it literally felt like he just wanted the money from Thor for his other projects. So I mean, it's not
So
even
it's just like for
publisher.
him, it was just fodder.
Yeah, it was just cannon fodder, and it's just like, I mean, and if you do like Thor: Love and Thunder, that's you.
Yeah, that's on you,
I'm not
bro.
saying
That's I'm not.
yeah,
I'm
I'm not
not.
saying
we're not getting on your case.
yeah, we're
No,
not saying you're a piece of
Yeah,
shit.
like
You
I
don't have
clocked that
taste.
on I clocked that at Endgame, but it's like
Yeah.
me it seemed like Thor: Love and Thunder was kind of like they were trying to go with like the same Thor Ragnarok.
But they amped up the comedy too much. Like honestly, the best part was Christian Bale, and whenever they did imply like some serious actual topics, some themes, they cut it off immediately with some half-assed joke that could have been done appropriately. That would make the execution better. Like there is certain ways you can do comedy and you do drama, and we've seen that with Waka Tatiti. Again, I am sorry, I'm butchering his name. but he can do this. He can balance out drama and comedy. But it literally felt like he did not care in this movie. And I thought, oh, like what you did, Sketchpad, I thought it was just corporate meddling. No, he literally went on record. He even was on camera, shit talking on his own film, on his own work. And even Chris Hemsworth has even gone on record saying this film was literally written by, was not literally, but it was practically written by a 7-year-old.
Wow.
And it shows like how much like they did not care in this product, and that just goes to show like Hollywood really does not care. There's no soul in these movies. Like I'm not gonna lie, I want to see Black Phone because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and that's only because it's not a big company. That they're not really integrated, and plus it has Ethan Hawke's. And the thing is with Ethan Hawke, he does not want to be part of big name films or franchises. He likes to keep it small, keep it indie, keep it local. He doesn't want to be blinding lights and stuff. You know, uh,
Which I get.
yeah. And he's a great actor in my opinion. And plus, it was made by the same guy who did the first Sinister. And so,
While we're talking about like indie stuff, I talked about there's a Flash game called the Saga of the Dead. Earlier we talked. This is like in an earlier episode with and basically Saga of the Dead is consisting of these Flash games: Road of the Dead, Road of the Dead 2, Lab of the Dead, and Range of the Dead.
oh,
Um, and it's by the same folks. And keep in mind, this is a Flash game series, and so Lab of the Dead, it starts off with a scientist decided to develop a conscience way too soon, way too late, and she burnt all the. So she destroyed the equipment, burnt all the documents, and how I cannot do this plot justice. You're just gonna have to like either A, play the game yourself, or B, watch a YouTube video about it. But so the doctor decides to one destroy all the equipment because like everything was kind of going to shit. Then one general or captain end up killing her, and slowly but surely the zombie apocalypse was starting to form, and the military was starting to was like was starting to get overwhelmed, and one car mechanic who goes by the name of John Kreisman ended up dipping from Evan City. That was where the first two games took place in. And then later on in Lab of, and then like two soldiers, Diane and Cochita, also escaped with
Gogeta.
the general. They were soldiers. John was a car mechanic for a quick reference, and yeah. Then in Lab of the Dead, they go on showing off like how the apocalypse even started, because one dude got bit and instead of doing like the common sense, and he hit it because he knew he would be killed. So yeah, that's how it kind of spreaded.
So like a zombie thing goes, like just like any typical zombie story.
Yeah, yeah. And then like eventually Alan was like he kind of killed his military crew as well, because like they kind of pissed him off. And like keep in mind, like he wasn't even doing any results. Like it showed like no clear progress, so like he had to leave as well. So he had a bolt action rifle. This is where Range of the Dead comes in. Keep in mind, so that way he could better practice his aim.
I heard bolt action waifu.
Because like that was like the only gun that I'm pretty sure like that was like the only gun that he can use like at a good range.
Okay, so That's it. I never played
Yeah,
that game.
because like he's currently the people who are working behind the game, Evil Dog Productions, are working on like a fighting game or some sort of some kind.
Is it a good fighting game?
I don't know.
It better be good. Let me look this up. I'm probably gonna. If it's good enough, it might just show up on getting into fighting games fully versus. If it's a good fighting game,
I
but
think it's still in development though.
I don't know if I guess if it's good, it'll show up. So it doesn't work. Let me look this up. But yeah,
Um,
unless you have a link to their thing.
yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. But
Eh,
like, keep in mind, like the writing in itself is pretty damn fun.
Some boobles out in here.
My bad.
I guess
Yeah, how's the podcast image, dog boy?
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. I started on it and then I forgot. I got swamped with work and trying to, um, my comic and the missions. And,
yeah, understandable. You're not getting paid, so don't work
yeah.
too don't work too hard on it. Once money starts flowing in, maybe we'll throw some cash your way. But uh, right now, if you work on that, you're not getting anything out of it, except for maybe a clap and a cheer and some.
Woo yeah!
Yeah, woo! Yeah. You did it.
Okay, so like here's like the website of the devs, by the way.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So I am on that. Um, they have some. They have some American Monster Girl booba. So I look at that though, and I don't see no fighting game, but I mean, I played Girl Fight before. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's like I said, she's just working on the game right now.
it's a turn-based. It's a turn-based multiplayer. Actually, I just dropped the site. It's a turn-based multiplayer fighting game to feature opponent using offensive, defensive movements, special attacks, items, and your mind in strategic battle. The game will offer a wide selection of fighters, witches, vampires, cult members, hunters,
And
etc., pets, items, perks, and plenty of visual customization. Be sure to follow us on Twitch to see the game. So
and
they're
keep in mind, like they're based in Montreal.
oh they are
Yeah,
actually me. I'm just scanning for their Twitch channel. Um, what are you making this on? I see the guy. I see the monsters. Monsters.
pretty sure she's like using C.
He's using something. I'm not really sure what that is.
This is Microsoft Visual Studio Code.
So it's his channel. It just I was gonna call it Java because what happens is that's what I'm working on. Um,
Yeah, RPG makers basically. It's like it's currently right now on Java.
yeah. But what I see here, it also reminds me of what's that? What was it called again? Uh, you guys never. I know you guys never heard the game, but it's called Thunder. Rising Thunder. It's a robot thing that has cooldowns. It's a fighting game, of course. The UI on the game, which I can't find again.
Yeah,
I lost it. Anyways, yeah, it reminds me of Rising Thunder, where it looks like it has cooldowns. It has moves. I just saw. I can't find the gameplay. Good thing I skipped that. Well, actually, if he can show it on his Twitch, I could probably show him. I probably could show him my Twitch, but I can't find. Oh, here it is. So I see. Oh, never mind. That's for anyone else who wants to see it. Okay, yeah. So we can find a game. You're gonna help support them.
um, I'm pretty sure like they don't even have a Patreon.
What about their? Oh, you're not on Twitch, so you can't really help. You can't really get to their channel. At least you can.
I mean, like you could subscribe to them.
Why me?
I mean,
Because Kuro,
Oh
you're the
no.
I
one.
mean, like I'm just
You're
saying
the
Oh.
as an
chosen
example.
one.
Like you can. I guess you could just like donate to them through
You're a
Twitch chat.
bloody
Uh,
leader.
oh yeah, yo, I got raided by Wi-Fi Productions. Oh, my first raid. I feel like a kid in a candy
Hey,
store.
hey,
Yeah, my first raid. I feel like a kid in the candy store.
hey,
Oh,
Wi-Fi is here.
hey,
wait.
Satan. Welcome to the Midnight Social Podcast. We're talking
Random
about
stuff,
how small dudes can kick the shit out of like the big
dudes.
uh. But yeah,
Question: what's a raid?
So a raid is when what happens when you're trying to kill a bunch of ants and they yell raid like the and stuff. It's a can
Not
of
like the
stuff.
commercials.
Yeah,
okay. So
that's
okay,
raid.
here's the non-ship posted one. A raid is where a bunch of people come into your server and just like type in some shit.
I'm
Okay.
full of the shit post, so can't stop, won't stop. But yeah, that's what we be doing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's an honor to see you in the chat. We go way back and stuff like that. But anyways, but yeah. So Dog Boy, so you're still working on your comic?
Yep.
All right, going to get that done. Um, I do have to mention one thing is that thank you. We'll have fun. We'll stay safe, and we'll even keep ourselves hydrated. One thing I do have to mention is from what's his name again? That guy I sent over the Discord how to get your how to get your Kickstarter going. Because I know you had two Kickstarters that didn't quite work out properly. But what happens is I was asking him because he has a Kickstarter, which where is that from that thing? He has
Yeah.
a
Just for the record, the first one was because I didn't because I was told to try something else, and the second one was because I didn't know what I was doing and didn't do it right.
yeah, I know. It's a trial and error kind of thing. Like I didn't like I haven't tried it. Like I'm living vicariously for you to know like how Kickstarters work and stuff like that. So of course, it's a trial and error just to know how things are going. But he's not paying me for the shout out, but I want to give him a shout out because he is in the Amino. So he is running a Kickstarter, which they have 18 backers and they have $790 USD, and they're trying to get $10,000 goal. He is not paying me for this. I'm just giving him a shout out. But he is paying one of the voice actors of this thing. I don't know if you guys heard of Masato X.
Oh,
Yeah, Masato X is doing one of the voices of his characters. Um, yeah, this like blue hair guy and stuff like that. I don't know. I never heard of Masato X. You guys probably have. Is he he's a YouTuber, but like is he a popular YouTuber?
nope, don't even know him.
Oh, okay. Well, last time I saw he was doing a review. He was doing a review for like Dragon Ball, but MB Pass Studios Productions. That's who the guy I was talking to, who I could relate the information to. He has his comic out here called Sleeping. What was it like Sleeping Dragon? Sleeping Dragon. I don't remember the rest of it. Sleeping Dragon King Chronicles. So they're near their they're near their goal. They got like 39 days to go, and if anyone wants to check out their stuff, um, here it is. I'm not even getting paid for this. I just want to help him out um, I was like him doing this might in turn help you out if you want to go out again. Also, he's doing RPG Maker stuff, so I haven't tried out the game either. That way, I haven't even tried out the game. Uh, but I would like to try out the game if they put out there. They did have a build, but I didn't get to play it, so I didn't get to try it out. But um, he's making his game, and I'm making an RPG Maker. He's making an RPG Maker, and the RPG Maker community is pretty awesome.
yeah,
Pretty
it's pretty welcoming.
yeah, pretty
Like
awesome
community
people.
itself is pretty welcoming. Even though I like I said, I may give it shit It's like it's pretty welcoming.
Yeah. Uh, just talking to a
Squirrel.
oh yeah, just talking to a bunch of people there. I don't know. I just recently played an RPG Maker game by Mupskiss called Pony of War. I have a video out there of the game. So if you guys, I'm not sure if you guys ever have time to play games, but if you guys want to try out an RPG Maker game, because like there's plenty of them, but no one's found the best one out there. It's probably going to be mine.
Yeah, it's like I said, kids. Um,
I'll
like I
probably
said,
go be
kids.
mine.
Um, when it comes to RPG Maker games, a good amount, like a good portion of them are this shit post, sex games, or trying to be the next corpse party.
I mean, how many people like? Isn't how old is Corpse Party? Like, why does everyone want to make a next Corpse Party? Because I have one. I have a game on my desktop, which is I never played Corpse Party, but what happens is it's a horror game, and I'm just wondering how many people want to be the next Corpse Party. Like, is it because it's popular, or is it because it's one of those things where I made it? I made a
It's like
mainstream.
lightning in a bottle.
Okay,
Yeah, basically is the best way to put it. It's it yeah, lightning in a bottle.
because
It's good,
I was
super
thinking
good.
I was thinking, you know how you come across like a young anime
In Japan, it
fan?
released in 1986.
Wait, Corpse Party? I mean, like the
Yep,
original. Like,
yep, the original Corpse Party.
excuse me, I thought. I wait, huh? Is there two Corpse
Hey,
Party,
hell,
or
oh,
were you? Are you? Is there like Is that like a visual novel? Because I thought it was
no,
RPG Maker. Okay, so there's original Corpse. So the one that they're playing now, is that the original or is that a copy of a remake? Another popular one.
Oh, which one do you currently have? Like, does it have like 3D graphics or something? Or
No, I'm not playing any of them. But the one that people, the reason why it's so popular, because I thought,
yeah, it's just because yeah, it's the one that's made in the original RPG Maker.
oh, because the reason why is because I thought there was only one, and everyone just
Yeah,
liked it.
that's the one that gets the most popular. And I think they kept using RPG Maker till like I think around Book of Shadows.
So they made more after that. Okay, I
Yeah.
I honestly thought there's like a Blood Drive,
Uh
Cards Party Blood Drive coming out 2019, and it's being published by
uh
Exceed Marvelous. Uh,
I come on.
Too much blood in this and too much stuff to show on Twitch. Okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, this one became a this one was a um look at this this one I think is generally yeah, this one's more of a visual novel.
I am
yeah.
now.
I think one of them was just legitimately a visual novel. I remember.
Yeah, Book of Shadows was a visual novel.
Yeah, I am looking at a video called Evolution of Corpse Party, and I'm looking at a bunch of images from 1996 to 2021. So I did not know this. I thought it was just one game, and everyone's just like, "Oh, cool, one game, we all love it," and then that's how, and then they just kept on remaking it. I didn't actually know there was like it was more than one game, and everyone's it was a series.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
it's just
cool.
like a because like I said, it's just like but yeah, back to what I was saying, like those are like the three like major things about it.
Okay, well, I learned something new. I did not know.
Um, it's like either all of them are either a good amount of them are either shit post, trying to be the next corpse party, or just general sex games.
Yeah, the thing about it is that the games I played a couple of them. There's one from External Hyper. and he made one that was basically a high fantasy. I mean, most of the RPG Maker games I played are like high fantasy
Yeah,
or low fantasy, and it's
yeah,
just
it's like a and like I think good amount of people know like what RPG Maker was intended for in the first place. So yeah, thankfully we have those people.
oh okay. What would that be? Well, clue
Um,
me in.
for what?
What was it intended for in the first place? Just basic RPG game making, or what?
Yeah, like people who actually know what the fuck to know what like RPG Maker is used for. To make actual RPG games with stories and shit
Okay.
and
Uh,
battles.
okay, because the stuff I've been playing is equivalent as reading a story from just doing like social when we
Yeah,
used to do
it's like
social
a
reading on Amino.
yeah, it's basically like and then you have those kinds of games. There's this like a visual novel with a few extra steps.
Yeah, the one I have on my desktop, which I might play for Friday, is basically a visual novel with some extra steps. It is like it's a horror game, but it's not horribly great. You know,
Yeah,
um,
it's like
yeah,
yeah, it's like I said, it's like some of these can be like massive shit. Like I said, like some of these can be just outright shit posts.
yeah. And then not only that is the fact that everyone in their brothers have made their own games. Like I went to talk to these guys at church and they're like, "Yeah, I remember when we used RPG Maker, but they're like using like older versions and stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh, I'm coming into this late, and I'm making the
Yeah, it's
game."
like yeah,
No,
like one lady, my friend who I kind of reunited with for almost a year now. She's still using RPG Maker VX Ace.
yeah, I don't know what they were using, but yeah, I really thought that you can just upgrade just go from one to the next one. Like you could just drag and drop your information, like everything you have to the next one. You're like, oh, cool, now I got a better one. But I guess some
No,
people
it's not. It's not.
are stuck in there and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah, it's really not. It's because like each of them are their own different engines.
yeah,
Like sure, like the coding is still the same, but it's just like because they previously RPG Maker XP, VX, and VX Ace, they all used Ruby scripting.
okay. I know I seen that. So I saw it when I booted up my Joy Play app, so I can play the game on my phone. I was like, oh, what's this Ruby scripting? I'm like, I don't know anything about it. I better not touch it. But now that kind of makes sense where that all came from. Uh, Joy Plays is where you can play RPG Maker games on your phone and stuff like that. Um, and that's pretty much what it is. It just makes it a little like make it. I wanted the reason why I even have it because I was like, oh man, I want to play. Like I want to have a Pokemon on my phone. Like I wanted to play.
And if you guys don't know what the fuck Ruby is basically a programming language.
Hmm. So I just want to play Pokemon on my phone, but then I just decided, hey, you know what? I'm making a game, so I'll just play that on my phone and stuff like that. But there's a whole Amino out there that I'm part of. Which is RPG Maker Amino, and then whenever someone puts out a
Yeah, that
game,
shit's dead as shit.
it,
It used to not be like that.
yeah, I know, but it is dead. So I started just grabbing people from that Amino. I was like, hey, come over to my Amino, and we'll help you and help promote your game. So most of these people I have grabbed because off the corpse of a dead community, so I can give them a second chance. Um, if the bad is good, well, it's not for me; it's for them. But some of these stuff. This is where I get most of my pick up most of my games. And like I said, they're just equivalent of reading social reading story with a gameplay attached to it. That's it.
Mm.
So if you like the stories I read in social reading, which Doug, why I know you cringe, then you'll love the RPG Maker games that you get from this game, from this community and stuff like that. young developers, and you try to help them a lot. Um, other than that,
Yeah,
other than that, so the fun thing is, I don't know how much you guys still use Amino. Um,
I pretty much stopped cuz like
hmm,
I kind of stopped using Amino. I can still have it installed, but it's like yeah.
Understandable. So on our daily Amino news,
Our daily dose of atrocious amino.
oh boy, oh boy. Um, so I went to the members Amino, and funny thing about that is, one guy pointed out that Amino has removed the ability to not watch ads on the site. Now you have to watch ads, and you have to love it. You cannot disable ads at all.
Even with Amino Plus,
Amino Plus never really disabled ads in the first place, but if it did,
that's that's fucking
if if it
Yeah, that's kind of
if it did, it
yeah.
doesn't do that anymore. Well, let me just look at the post. But so Amino, are they still okay? So they're still complaining about the.
and like keep and like they're still doing like events and shit.
Oh yeah, totally.
So keep in mind like if you view ads, you get like a little bit of amino coins as well.
There's a fast way to there's a fast way to farm money. I just don't do it too much. Um,
Which like by the way, so like they're making amino coins even more worthless.
well, to you guys,
I know, but you're kind of few and far between.
yeah, you know, you just gotta
You're
know how
one
to.
of the few.
You just gotta know how to play the game. It's all a game. You gotta break the algorithm, which changed all of a sudden on the front page, and now like no one has the ability to view each other's top amino. So I don't know what they did with that. That was some crazy stuff. But we'll get back to that shortly. Yes, yeah, amino's a little change. It's slowly falling apart, and before I even get into that, apparently they're I can't read Russian, but I think they're still complaining about the live version on the amino.
All right.
Um, they don't. I think it's only on iPhones because they're still complaining about the sex on amino. And we already talked about that in our
Oh
previous
yeah, which you
segments.
still have yet to give me the fuck. You may have to give me some screenshots because like
Oh, you haven't seen them?
re-
You haven't seen the live thing, the
no, I
amino
meant
live?
like the whole like ERP den.
Oh boy, just I'll just link you my profile page, and you can just go through all my followers and join in the talks. Someone there might
No, thank you. I don't want any infection there.
like I was about to say
Bird,
uh,
bro, bird.
here
No,
uh
thank you.
Inner Kelso.
just follow that link and go to my followers. Um, Yeah, you know what? To be honest, since I'm showing off that page too, yeah, I've been trying to bait them into coming to the Twitch page. First it was my game, but then I was like, let's go to let's see if I can get them to come to Twitch. But yes, it goes like that too. You know.
Kurt, have you ever considered trying like be like the next host of Catfish or something?
There's there's a thing called reverse image search, kid.
Shut up, dog boy. Just because my
Catfish
mascots
is
are
fucking
female.
moot.
Just because I pretended like lady to be Lady Omana, which I still am Lady Omana, doesn't mean that people are falling. They like Lady Omana because she has boobies and she's a girl and she has pale skin and they can relate to her somehow. I don't know. No one told me how they
I
do it.
I don't know how
I
either.
don't know. All I know is I have concentrated simp energy into a massive form of money. But that's just
Okay.
that's one of the avenues.
Are you sure that they relate to her or want to relate to her enough to where they bone her?
I want them to do both. I want them to make Rule 34. Well, I guess now they're going to make Rule 34. ching, and I wanted I wanted them to also just kind of relate to her as an artist and stuff like that. I started to name her a V like a VTuber V artist, but because I had to pay for all that 2D live and stuff like that, I was like, screw it. Let's let the
And
do its
and
work.
Pirate Bay still has yet to make like a cracked version of Live 2D. So
And eventually, some everything will come to for free. I mean, everyone's gonna put it
by
out
the
there,
way, if anyone who has the know-how of making a cracked version of Live 2D, go right ahead.
and then send it to this guy. And you'll be wait. He's be waiting at your doorstep. Just hand it off to him while he stands there. Um,
Because honestly, while you're at it, make another cracked version of a lot of Adobe products in Microsoft Word.
yeah, yeah. You know what? Microsoft Word can really go. Um,
Yeah, because like I'm look because I'm looking at like a how to make a batch tutorial, and like it costs, and like I'm not paying for fucking Microsoft Word or like the Microsoft Office thing.
oh, for me, it's because what happens is that I get sent a lot of stuff I got to do for the people at my church, and they're like, "Hey, can you do stuff?" And I'm like, "I can't do that. My computer does not have that program." Like, oh, can you still do it? I'm like, I can't do it. I can't. I told you I can't do it. So, yeah, it
Oh
only
yeah, you
helps.
have to pirate. Yeah, a lot of us will probably have to pirate Microsoft Office.
Yeah, or maybe Microsoft would be. No, actually,
Yeah,
no, it's
it's
not.
yeah, I can't turn off ads.
Yeah. So, so where's that post where I found it from one guy. TA is really getting as a person was saying. I've seen this guy before in some chats. He has like he runs a
Okay.
couple bots. TA really getting desperate. LOL. Now turning off ads is an option. Good thing their shitty programming causes my keyboard to cover them. LOL. Um, so if it's on Android, then just use AdGuard. Oh, really? I thought that was just me
Wow,
having ads for your Mino
this is
coins.
oh,
Um, 7 months and nothing, and lucky I just entered and exit the chat when it shows up, and I was like, oh shoot, this is some podcast um, um, content. Uh,
okay. So I'm making like the last
Oh, that's good
segment,
guy.
the disaster that is modern day Amino.
Still on that. Okay, well, where how far have you got down with that thing?
Like I haven't touched a script in a good while, by the way.
Okay, well, eventually it will get out there. Before,
Yeah, like
I mean, you can also probably document the fall and the disappearance of the app too, or the rebuy of it. Oh no, actually no. What am I talking about? Media Labs bought Imager, so I don't think Mino is going anywhere soon. Yeah, sorry.
keep in mind, Media Labs also owns World Star Hip Hop.
Yeah, so I don't think Amino. I think Amino is going to remain the zombie it is. So I don't think they're going to be going anywhere soon. I think this will be the new outlook for Amino because what happens is this is what you're pretty much going to get, subjected to whatever they want you to have. But yeah, now ads are here and you cannot turn them off. I mean, I have no problem because I know how to make tons of money with the ads. And I know what, and I need that. Well, not real money. They don't do that anymore.
Okay, so
But I know how to make money
now
to Amino coin to the ads.
we
Now I'm not going to say it because what happens is that just in case, like one of the TA lackeys are listening
now that we
to the
now
chat because I'm going to
now
post it on the
okay.
Milo's members. You know,
Now look at
I'm going to post this on. I'm going to post the link. I'm going to send this to my YouTube, and then what happens is this is going to end up on on the Amino members thing. I mean, Amino leaders don't like when I post my podcast here, but maybe one of them's going to be
I'm
listening
pretty
to
sure
it.
they're gonna have a stroke when they'll probably when I don't know. I guess I'll post my video.
Depends because what happens is they don't seem to be phased by anything. I mean, they probably have super armor on, So they're getting stunned, but they're not showing it. But I doubt, you never know. And when you get hit with a cease and desist order, then you know that they don't like when you're saying what you're saying.
Alright.
But as soon as you get hit by a C and D, then you know that you have an enemy. Right? Just keep that in mind. That's for anyone out
Alright.
there that does something that people don't like.
You may have to help me with my proofreading of my script if you guys don't mind help with that.
I guess we can do it off screen, off camera.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, our daily dose of atrocious amino.
Yep. But it's a problem for everyone else but me.
Yeah. Well, the few.
The few. I mean, all I do with the coins is hand them out to artists and stuff like that to like to show, hey guys, I see your work. You're doing good work, and I just want to encourage you
I guess
to do
it
more.
also teaches. I guess it also teaches artists like up and coming artists like the values of commissions. I guess.
Yeah. Well, not everyone in the adoptaminos, they're not really taking amino coin commissions. If you're a kid, you'll take
Yeah,
some amino
but
coins commissions, but
it's like it make like at least like they're teaching like, hey, um, it's perfectly okay to like get paid for artwork, and if the commissioner is being a complete dipshit and not paying you, and like you can just withhold that shit.
yeah, it is a learn how to get things going kind of commission thing. So it does really help. But for people out there, like let's just throw her out there because she's making amazing works. Where is Lucy Draws? Like right here. She takes Lucy Draws. She doesn't take amino coins, but she takes PayPal and Beezum. Never heard of Beezum, but she takes
Visa.
Beezum. Um, maybe it's I think she's from Spain, or I think she's Spanish. But yeah, she doesn't take amino coins. I mean, she needs to eat, so of course, um, if you're not there to eat, then you won't really take amino coins. But if you're just doing it for practice and learning the ropes, then what happens is you'll take amino coins. So soak this in. Actually, let me just copy and paste her thing into the chat. So if anyone is looking for artwork like this kind of stuff, she won't take amino coins. But what happens is that you can get, but you can get a drawing like that. So amino coins only goes for people who are learning to draw. So other than
And
that,
learn how like just how to just operate in the art world for a good while.
yeah, and then you upgrade to better to when your quality gets better, you get better coins, or you get better funds. But even in the adopt aminos, I don't I it's hard to find anyone who is taking amino coins, and if they are, they're taking like how many amino coins? Like
What, like
they
100?
no, two more than that. Like you need about up to like 3,000 because sometimes you get a bid, and what happens is like 2,000 is probably the minimum, and maybe like 4,000 is the maximum.
Um,
And you know how these coins are hard to get. They only give you like 0.001 for the whole day. You can
I
only
mean,
make
like if you're in a ton of aminos like me, like you could probably get them in like a few hours, like
on
a few hundred, like 150, like in a few hours.
okay. So, but how do you think that you can? How do you think you get coins? Like
Checking in.
no. Well, that's what they want you to think. What you got to do is take the ads and run with them. Um, so you have to just what you got to do is just go from page to page. Like on each blog, just zip through them. Just let the ad kind of just pop in and then go for the next one. You don't have to watch the ads. It's just the ads surrounding, and you pretty much have to. If you do that for like if you do a bunch of them, you can make at least 3 coins. Or I don't remember. I haven't done it in a while because I haven't. I haven't needed to farm for cash. People usually hand coins out to me, and I haven't been and I have a secret Swiss bank account. Um, so that's why I haven't really been like desperate for coins. Also, I'm also making like coins on the side. I, I have everything under control, so that's why I haven't been using my technique. But yes, you kind of just go through each page, just checking each post. They reward you for checking posts. So you just go through that, and then you can just make a lot of coins. I don't see there's a limit, but I think if people find a way to do it instead of like, hey, I want amino coins, because most people are just like, I need amino coins, give me coins, and people begging. They're like, give me coins. I'll put up this hentai picture, and you can give me coins, donations, and like you guys are chumps. You just guys doing it the wrong way. Just and also role players are just like, pay me and I'll sex to
Do
what
ERP.
yeah ERP for some coins. I'm like, real prostitution here, but people are too busy left with the prostitution is not a problem. What is a problem is having the
Like
kick
e-prostitution.
kick doing its doing having its live action on the iPhone. That's the real problem. Kick is a real problem, not the e
Yeah,
prostitutes all over
kick.
there.
Yeah, kick is just
I mean, and plus, Kick doesn't even care. Kick is like, we're still doing it because they're like, people are asking, is there a way to disable the women from off these like half dressed women from off our top of our platform? They're like, nope, you're gonna love it. So and I might remember,
so.
I wanted to.
I think I know what to do for the strip now. The disaster that is Amino.
Yeah, I remember I wanted to actually do the live stream for Almana, but then they came out too late, and then they only came out on the iPhone, and I didn't have an iPhone, so that is also the situation of moving over to Twitch, because it took too long, and I don't have the right device to do any of the things. So basically, that's it for whatever. But you know what? Eventually, we would have been doing social reading there, but times
Yeah,
have
like
changed.
the like Twitch just like in retro, like as a reference, is objectively the better platform.
It is. I don't know why it took so long to come over here. Um, oh yeah, I had a bad computer. That's why I didn't have a strong enough computer, and I was asking Amino to do the thing that Twitch is doing, as everyone else was asking Amino to do what Discord was doing, and as Amino's Amino members use Discord as a better platform, because someone in the higher ups doesn't seem to care about their own employees. So they're like, hey, whatever, just go use our go use Discord. The people we stole our ideas from, go use their platform to make sure that we can organize our stuff properly. I'm just like, oh my goodness, you have a social media site. You can't even run it, so you have to go to a rival one just to make sure your stuff works. It's just it's stupid. I get it. It's better, but it's also just dumb. Just watching.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's like, can
It's
you?
not dumb. It's just fucking sad.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if they're not listening to this. So Julian's not going to be like, oh no, they're talking about me. I better fix things. Nah, nah. Julian's probably counting his money in
Like
his tub right now.
Julian's just like like the community manager,
No, product manager.
product manager.
Yeah, he's probably counting his money in his tub right now. Like, oh, they're talking about me. More promotion.
Poker.
Yeah,
I
that's what we're
actually
basically
said
doing is getting him promotion.
Yeah, well, hopefully Mino gets better, but if it's getting promoted like this,
poker.
it's probably just gonna be like
Um.
not better, but
Oh
a
yeah,
lot
I should
promoted.
probably add a little bit more to that little like how amino coins saying like if you hook line and sinker to actively get our user base.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about the guy, like, remember that like skit I did was saying saying, hey, I have an idea for a subscription service because we can't rely on investors forever. So
Oh
I think
yeah,
we have a few
yeah,
bells
venture
and
capital.
whistles.
Yeah, venture capital
Well,
ain't holding on too long.
there needs to be something that really makes them fall. Hook, line, and sinker to actively gimp our user base. Like I'll put in like guy one, uh, guy one, because I am gonna add like a few animated, like a few like funny bits in there.
Whatever works. Like I said, they probably won't. They probably won't even like do any better. What's this? Oh, the AES, their AES system. Just checking
because
the.
like because like I'm pretty sure like the folks over at like Media Labs, like the head honcho over at like Media Lab over at Amino, with the guy who's like controlling Amino say like, okay, I can't buy a yacht, so the best I can do is hookers and blow.
Oh, my email showed up.
What?
No, I was looking at something and then some public feedback for their AES. It's like a bot that makes sure that your credit score is okay, and if it's not okay, then you're not allowed to do anything. They explained, one person explained that is basically like, yeah, it's it's to make sure that you're abiding citizen in their country of the amino CCP amino. That's what their bot does. It's your credit score. Anyways, enough of that. Well, I'm out of amino news, so that's closes up that chapter. Anyways, um, so stay tuned for the next thing I find out, which is going pretty slow, but you know it's out there and stuff like that. Do I recommend anyone using the app? Uh,
No,
yo, yo, this man's
No
arms.
hesitation
This man's
whatsoever.
arms. He came swinging. Whoosh, whoosh. Okay, so Sketch says no. I say if you're young and you're just trying to, it's actually I don't know, because I've been on there for 10 years, so that's why I
it's a
can.
place to blossom. Like back then, it was a place to blossom,
Hold on. Back then it was,
but
yeah,
now,
it was,
but now, it is just
yeah.
bad.
It's there. It's I mean, what it is you turn the app into whatever you want it to be. You don't let the app. Like I said to the people before that used to be under me, I was like, you don't make the amino work. Don't work for the amino. You make the amino work for you. You're supposed to make that app work to help you out, not to help them out. They want you to find people to bring to their social media as any social media would. They want you to bring people over, and you are in the way that you're supposed to help them, but you want them to help you because what happens is their tool is your progress. I mean,
Yeah,
people don't like
yeah,
capitalism talk, so they're like, we hate you, Kuro. So I'm like, all right, cool, that's cool. You
yeah.
don't like
Like
capitalism, that's fine.
but
Well, the whole
yeah,
point of capitalism is to be able to have a healthy competition in the market, and you have every. It's all about choice, basically.
Mm.
That's what
yeah,
capitalism is about: is choice, both on the customer's spectrum as well as the employees and employers. As where, like, if you don't feel getting your worth out of the product, be it either as a customer or employee or who's distributing the product, then you have the choice, being part of the capitalist economy, to change and fix and alter and whatever, whatever feels good or what feels right, where it flows for you, if that
yeah.
makes
It's
sense.
like yeah, it's like everything was because of capitalism. Uh,
Hmm.
iPhones, capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Graphics cards, capitalism.
Anime.
Capitalism.
Capitalism.
Big titty bitches. Capitalism.
Capitalism. Mm.
Oh
Put some
yeah,
capitals on those beasts.
social media.
They're more like capital D's.
You
Hey.
guys are reminding me of the pre El. So there was like an Elton John, like everyone was like preparing for their seats. I saw like this one lady. She had these. I think I already told Kuro this. She had the second biggest pair. Actually, no, the third biggest pair of fake tits I've ever saw in my life. It's like, and I think she was also like a really short girl as well.
Ooh, what's that?
Are you saying opie or just like no pie? These are just like whatever. I am.
Like fake tits.
Basically, it sounds like fake pie,
Uh,
but pie is pie.
what is true is true.
Wow.
I think she also had like lip injections as well.
Oh,
Okay, now never mind.
oh, you know that reminds me of this person I saw on Know Your Memes. She has like these. She looked like a Barbie doll. She's basically a living meme. She changed her body to like she filled up her lips,
Yeah, that was fucked up.
and she did a lot of surgery on her face
Like
and so on.
sometimes plastic. I think at times in my life, I think plastic surgery should just be people who actually need it.
I
Right.
think it was originally for that, but then people are like, then we get into this mental situation where everyone believes that they need it. It's like, yeah, if you got mauled by like a tiger or something like that, because I just watched Djibouti Dub's Tammy and and the and the
Yeah, like you
dinosaur.
get like mauled by a tiger or some shit. Yes.
So that's why I thought about tigers. I was watching that. If you get mauled by a tiger and you need to get your face fixed, um, or by a monkey on Xanax. I was watching. I
Yeah.
was also
Oh
watching
my god.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Casual Geographics. Yeah. Um, then yes, you need to get yourself some plastic surgery. But if you're,
Or angry axe throwing a jar of acid in your face.
oh yeah, and yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like those are the cases where you're like, yeah, you should get plastic surgery.
Yeah. Or hell, even like for those, certain cases where it's like you have, I know, one girl I knew, she literally had to get, chest reducted because it was, really hurting her back,
Yeah.
to the point where it's crippling her. So yeah, there's that. Then I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like at this point, I think I even said it's like I think at this point I might as well just date flat chested chicks.
Oh yeah.
That's a choice.
That is a choice. Which I mean, nothing against flat chesties.
Nope.
That
No,
sounds
no,
very
no,
very fucked up saying that.
no. Flat chested is best because I know they're fucking natural.
Yeah,
DLC.
as long as there's booty,
As long as
but
there's something,
personally,
yeah.
yeah, as long as there's something in the back, and I actually kind of engage, and it's like, oh,
As long as there's no package in the front, then you don't have. Then you might have one of those other problems. So the people who are following my amino followers, there's
But
just
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I prefer
It's
the Holy Trinity, but I mean, hell,
I mean, like,
it's still something. I mean, I'm not even gonna front. I mean, a boobie's a boobie. Like, boob's a boob. Like, who
yeah,
who
but
said that famous line?
to like sandbags.
yeah,
No,
and like,
Right?
I
not
saw
that
this like,
movie.
I think I think I also watched like 1,000 Ways to Die thing of like, called like the yarn ball. I was like, I forgot the one plant what's called, but it's like, it basically like, I should probably find the video in the first place.
Yeah, Crow, just so you know, I hope you're not making any money from this video.
No, no, not yet. I'll let you guys know that when I'm making money off you guys.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was just
naked.
saying because you probably
I
just came
already have
outside.
the I already have like my filter words anyway. So
I somewhat. I try and yeah, we'll see there.
Yeah, I
Uh,
tried to keep it as friendly as I could too. Um,
uh, I
yeah.
said
Well,
okay. Here's the video talking about it.
things will happen, things will change. That's such as life.
yeah, just
Yeah, so just like don't worry about it. This is
So
like I said,
it
have
was legit called a fucking string implant.
what?
A
a
string
what?
implant. That was the implant call. That's the implant's called. String implant or a polypropylene breast implant.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I see. So
And apparently, in wow, there weren't even they're not even allowed here in the U.S.
Hmm.
those are too huge. Oh, I mean, they're not even real. Sorry, I'm not gonna bring this on to the thing, but yeah, interesting.
Interesting. Yes. No.
Uh,
Mm.
so yeah, it's just but yeah, is there anything else you guys want to say? Anything else want for
Uh.
of note?
I mean, if we're making any last, I would just simply say, um, eat your veggies, eat your fruits, drink your milk. Uh,
Smoke your weed?
don't
No,
be a
no.
dick. Um,
That,
and check out our stuff that we've all brought up tonight. Our products, comics,
Oh yeah,
games,
I
YouTube
s-
channels, blah blah
uh,
blah.
yeah and later on check out my Etsy shop.
oh yeah. Sketch has
Uh,
an Etsy. It has Etsy shop. Um, that's
nope.
Yeah, do your last minute plugs. For me, I know I have scheduled I have a Twitch schedule. So right, like on Mondays, I'm playing this indie game that no one cares about except for me. It's just called Monster Boy. Gosh, I keep on calling it Monster Boy Quest because I play Monster Girl Quest, and so now it's just stuck in my head. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. I'm almost done. I think I'm almost done the game. It's a fun game. I played it like some time ago, by the demo, and I decided to play the game. After that, I might hop into might try to finish off Dark Souls 1, and I might go back into Dark Souls 3, or I might go into Savage Planet because Dark Souls 3 I can't. I was like. I bought Dark Souls and then servers went down and I was like I gotta return this game and I can't return to Steam. So I was like, I played it for my birthday, and I said I'll have to enjoy this. So that's my sin that I have to enjoy. Um, but other than that, I'm playing that game, and OmanaC still on Fridays. If any, I am playing other games. So if you guys know any RPG Maker games or are interested in seeing me play RPG Maker games for you, I will make a video and play them. Um, I just finished off playing Pony of War. Maybe next time, if I don't do anything much in my comic, I'll play. I'll do a short spooky game called Deal Breaker by Frog something, and then I'll link it into the chat. But other than that, yeah, no. And then social reading again is going to be on a it's going to be on a Friday. Yeah, not Friday. Or
Oh,
whatever today is.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Sunday, early Sunday, and thing. So but
Uh, yeah, Saturday night at midnight.
early Sunday morning.
Hmm.
I had to thank I have to think. What's his name? Um, White Fire.
Eastern time zone, we should say.
Oh
Eastern time
yeah,
zone.
yeah. EST for those whoever's listening to this on YouTube or listening to the playback. It is going to be is always at 12 o'clock because it's the best time, and this is where you get to sleep and enjoy our voices. Uh, you know, thank you, Dog Boy, for coming back for episode 8. I'll put you back
Yeah,
on that thumbnail because you've been missing for a while. We really missed your presence. Glad to have you back.
yeah,
Yay.
yeah. We briefly last episode we talked about college and how it's just like basically you just don't listen to your social workers, don't listen to your counselors, listen to us who had firsthand experience.
Yeah,
And
listen
we
to.
also should have gotten your perspective as well, because like I was hoping that you would
Yeah.
come as well, because like you actually went through it.
Yeah, I was trying to make it. Shit, life happens.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because we would have gotten like the whole perspective on it.
Yeah, life is a thing that happens. So
We could always do it next time
oh
or
yeah,
whenever.
oh
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah, there's always going to
And
be
yeah,
next time.
it's like honestly, I at this point I think college is gonna be like I said, gonna be our go-to whipping boy.
Whipping boy is a weapon.
So you want to wrap this up?
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's
two
wrap this
hours.
up. Call it a night.
All right. So
Right,
I
thank you.
I will see you guys later, and I think I'll do a raid before we go. So let's see. I am seeing. Oh, I know we didn't read any stories, but so that's okay. Next time we're going to read stories. But let's raid. Let's read this channel here, our RPG Maker, our Arson Muffin. So everyone who's ready to go raid, we can go see that channel. But for everyone else, thank you for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Alrighty, I'll see you too, man.
Laters.
And be careful, everyone. Peace. All right, how do I get out?
Me soon. How do I get out?